Hi Lauren, I'm Riley.
Nice to meet you, Riley.
Nice to meet you. Take a seat.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, I just have a couple questions for you here that we're
Absolutely.
gonna go over. Can I grab you anything? Water or coffee?
No, I think I'm good. I just had a cup of coffee, so I'm all set.
Okay, awesome. We'll get started then. Please describe a time where you received feedback from a previous supervisor.
Okay, so when I was doing my undergrad, I served at a restaurant, fast-paced restaurant. So over my first couple months, the supervisor and I we had a really good relationship, a good friendship, and so about 3 months in, she just said that I could be more efficient because it was really fast and I wanted to be working fast at all times. So she just gave me a couple quick pointers of what I could do to make myself more efficient. And because I cared about her so much and I wanted to do my job good to make her job easier, I found I was really receptive to what she was saying. So I made those changes, and it had a huge impact on how I was able to work. So I think that situation kind of made me realize how important it was to have a good relationship with your staff, because if they respect you and they want you to do well, then it comes full circle. So I would say that was definitely a good learning opportunity for me.
That's a great answer. Thank you, Lauren.
You're welcome, Riley.
Okay, so you've just been hired as the Director of Food Services, and you believe that the restaurant will need to decrease prices in order to attract a wider range of customers. You'd like to implement these price changes immediately. When you bring the idea up to your team, they're resistant to your idea. How do you move forward?
Okay, so I think in the position that I would be in, it's really important, kind of as I mentioned in the question before, to have open communication between myself and my staff. As a new employee of Excel Hotel, I know I would be working above a lot of individuals who have worked at this establishment for a long time. So I think that they would probably have a lot of insight as to ways I could make changes in order to cut costs. So I would try to have, again, open communication between staff and myself. So I would just present to everyone that these were some changes we were trying to make, or this was the goal of our changes, and then give them some time to kind of think of what options they think that we could do to make changes. At this point, I would probably try to talk to them each one-on-one, kind of in an informal setting, just so we can talk it out a bit and less pressure from everyone else around them. I would take their ideas and then kind of implement them with my own, see areas that it would work, areas that it wouldn't, and then maybe have a formal meeting with everyone just to say, these are some options that we've all come up with together as a group, just so everyone feels that their voice is heard and that we're in this as a team. Because I think, again, it's important that they all feel supported and that they have say in what's going on.
Could you please describe for me a time where you dealt with conflict in the workplace and describe how it was resolved?
So my first job, actually, I worked at a coffee shop, and there was this one girl who I actually didn't know very well, but some of my staff members or some of my coworkers told me that she'd been saying some mean things behind my back. So I know myself, and when I hear really bad news, I get really upset and I want to react on it quickly, which I know is not the right way to handle stuff. So I actually took about a week before I decided how I wanted to handle it. So when I was looking at the schedule, I noticed that we closed together one day, so it would just be the two of us in the coffee shop. So when that day came along, I ended up asking her if what I had been hearing was true, because I didn't want to accuse her of anything. So I asked her if what I heard was true, and she said that it was because, and she kind of went on to explain herself and to why she was saying those things. Anyway, it turned out that it was a huge miscommunication, and I'm so happy we talked it out, because we ended up being really good friends, actually moving on, and she's my favorite person to work with from that point on.
That's great. Okay, do you have any questions for me?
So I was wondering when this position would start.
So it'll start on April 2nd.
Okay, amazing.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we will be contacting successful applicants next week. So
Okay.
if you don't hear from us, try
Right.
again next year. You know, we have a lot of applicants this year, but it was so nice to meet you.
You too. Thank you
and
so much,
thank you so
Riley.
much for coming in.
Good luck with the rest of your interviews.
Thank you so much.